P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, or Diddy is a name that inspires a lot of emotional response in hip-hop. He's successful in his own right and has built an entire brand around his name, but he also has a long and well-documented history of screwing over his artists, and sometimes the artists of other labels. Whether it's under-promoting albums, forcing his artists to feature him on songs, in music videos, and then pay him for it, ignoring his artists, or taking advantage of young artists on the rise and strapping them down with hard, ironclad contracts, ones that left them forever broke. Diddy has done it all. Despite founding Bad Boy Records, the label's huge success in the 90s eventually faded away, and because many of his former artists have spoken out against him, Diddy's brand has become shady to say the least, and is jokingly and not so jokingly referred to as the curse of Diddy. Artists who were once signed under Diddy have experienced huge changes in their later life. Some have gone to prison, some are dead, some have turned to religion, and others have fallen from grace into obscurity. Additionally, in the MGK diss track called Kill Shot by Eminem, M had a line that at the time many people thought was a joke. Well, as it turns out, Eminem knew something that the rest of the world did not know.
Counts the day you put out a hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got pop kid.
So, even though Diddy is worth about $1 billion, and you can't deny the man worked for everything he has, it was still a very gruesome, backstabbing, dirty way to the top. Today we'll be discussing why exactly Diddy has the reputation that he does have, and why he has been able to get away with everything so far. And let's get into it. Like all good stories, this one begins in the 90s with Puffy getting fired from a job at Uptown. That was back around 1993. After being fired, Puffy went on to found his own label, Bad Boy Records, and signed his first artists, Craig Mack and B.I.G. If you truly believe in the curse of Diddy, these are two of the biggest examples, as both of them have passed away. In fact, if you've been paying attention to what people have been saying about Diddy over the years, you've probably heard the conspiracy theories. Some people believe Puffy was involved in Biggie's murder.
He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm gonna put them out the pasture.
But we'll talk about that in a moment. Around 1994, Puffy expanded the roster to include Faith Evans and Total, and from there, Bad Boy Records grew into a force to be reckoned with and was comparable to Death Row in terms of commercial success. The label went from strength to strength, racking up multiple platinum certifications for albums like Biggie's Ready to Die, albums by Faith Evans and Total, all while recruiting new artists.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Bad Boy Records was truly on a roll, but eventually that all came to a screeching halt. After Biggie's death, Bad Boy suffered a huge blow. They had lost their flagship artist, difficult to replace. Diddy would go on to sign artists like Mario Winans, The Lox, Black Rob, Shine, and G-Dep, but none of them would ever reach their full potential, and usually these failures could be traced back to Diddy directly. Craig Mack was signed around the same time as Biggie, and even though his album went gold, the album came out around the same time Biggie dropped his album, and Biggie's album went 6 times platinum. So instead of helping Craig Mack correct his mistakes, the man was simply abandoned by Diddy and Bad Boy Records. And ultimately, Craig Mack never dropped another album on Bad Boy.
Is Craig on the album? Matt?
Yeah.
Nah, that though. You can't curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
I don't fuck with that.
You don't fuck with Craig.
After that, Craig Mack tried to make it independently before disappearing to join a very secluded Christian commune, which was even compared to a cult, as the leader has crimes involving minors. So, Craig Mack never recovered in the music industry, and sadly the man passed away around 2018 from heart failure. Unfortunately, Mack was by no means the last artist that Diddy would screw over. And the next one would be the memorable case of the Locks.
We performing early Young Locks. We had a show at the Tunnel with Puff. Puff lost his rollie at the time, 80,000. And it didn't bother him at all as long as we killed the show. That's when I said, this is hip hop.
The trio, consisting of Jadakiss, Sheek Louch, and Styles P, dropped their debut album Money, Power, and Respect around 1999. However, they immediately ran into trouble as Diddy tried to rebrand them as Jiggy rappers, which they did not like. Additionally, the Locks never saw any money from their platinum album, causing them to revolt and launch the Let the Locks Go campaign. And let's not forget about the time the Locks threatened to throw a chair, a fridge, or use any weapon against Diddy if Diddy refused to release them. Needless to say, Puffy did not want any of these problems. So eventually the Locks left Bad Boy Records and they headed over to Rough Riders, where they had more creative freedom.
Man, the last time y'all did this, man, y'all did the whole campaign, Let the Locks Go and all that. Y'all ain't want to be down with Bad Boy, so we let y'all go. Y'all want to be down with us, we let y'all go, we keep it moving. But to get on there and portray like somebody got to go and steal and rob and be shysting y'all, that ain't really correct, you know what I'm saying?
Now, you want people to stop talking because you just don't want to know the truth, dog. We made one record with you, Money, Power, Respect. It's 10 years later, and you still got half of our publishing.
Now, Diddy was not just screwing over groups, he was also screwing over his solo artists. In fact, Black Rob is another artist that got screwed over by Diddy. Black Rob was signed around the year 2000 and dropped his debut album Life Story, an album that eventually went platinum. But his follow-up album received very little push from Diddy's side, and that's because Diddy was more focused on his own business ventures. So, eventually, Black Rob got arrested for grand larceny, and after he was released, he did not return to Bad Boy, and he also failed to recapture the success of his debut, which is a shame because it seems like he really had something. Now, while Black Rob was incarcerated, Diddy did not visit. After leaving Bad Boy, it's almost like Diddy cut the cord on Black Rob's lifeline. I mean, there were several times when Black Rob reached out to Diddy, especially during those truly desperate moments. And guess what? Diddy straight up ignored the man. The pair eventually reconciled about decades later, and this happened just before Black Rob passed away. The thing is, if you look at the photos of Black Rob before he passed, you can clearly tell that the man was battling demons.
What's up, man? What's going on? I don't know what the pain is. The pain is crazy, man. It's helping me out, though, man. It's making me realize I got a lot to go, man. A lot to go on, man.
So yeah, Puffy could have helped Black Rob in his dire situation, but ultimately Puffy chose not to. Another artist to fall from grace under the guidance of Diddy is none other than G-Dep. When G-Dep joined the gang, Diddy was briefly excited about him, especially when G-Dep was generating buzz on the charts with singles like Let's Get It and Special Delivery. But ultimately, Diddy lost interest in the rapper and the album bricked.
This for my special delivery. Spit like this, get my wrist all glittery.
Then Diddy released him from a 5-album deal, and the rapper succumbed to a PCP habit. He's currently serving a 15-year sentence for murder. Now, I also made a whole video about G-Dep as well. He's the guy who committed a murder and confessed to it. Now, the next artist that Diddy screwed over is Shyne. Shyne was signed to Bad Boy around 1998, and he was an attempt to replace Biggie because they sounded a little bit similar.
Now tell me who won with us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I bang and let your brain tanks.
Shyne displayed the truest loyalty to Diddy by busting a gun for him in New York around 1999, while defending the honor of Puff and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez. Around the year 2000, he dropped a platinum album, and then around 2001, he went to court. Now, in a very particularly brutal fashion, Diddy made sure that he had the best of lawyers, while Shyne did not, allegedly. So while Diddy received no time, Shyne was sentenced to 10 years in jail for one bad night out and for defending the honor of Diddy.
Your trial was the Puffy trial. Do you feel that worked against you, all the fact that 99% of the focus was on him?
Obviously, he was the uber star, and I was just up and coming. So, you know, yeah, it's gonna be a show. But he used that to just, you know, just throw me off. Like,
after serving about 9 years of that sentence, he was deported to Belize, and he's heavily involved in his faith. I guess sometimes doing business with Diddy can make you believe in God. Then there's Loon. Now, Loon was one of Bad Boy's goons, and he dropped a self-titled debut under Diddy around 2003. Unfortunately, Diddy was busy rebranding Bad Boy as not bad. You know, Diddy was busy focusing on R&B. So yeah, Loon received very little promotion, and let's just say it was all downhill from there as far as Bad Boy Records goes. Now, in true Bad Boy fashion, especially if we're talking about former artists, Loon dedicated his life to Islam. After officially changing his name to Amir Junaid Mahadith, he was arrested around 2011 and convicted on some old heroin distribution charges, earning a 14-year bid that ended around 2020. So yeah, what is it about Bad Boy artists and converting to another religion after dealing with Diddy? Now, we've all heard the rumors. They say there's a very specific reason why Diddy is always like, take that, take that, take that. So what exactly was going on at Bad Boy Records? Now, currently Diddy is in the headlines again, and this time he's connected to a murder that took place around 1996, the murder of Tupac Shakur. According to Keefe D, Diddy paid him and his crew to off Pac, simply because Pac was becoming a very big threat to Bad Boy Records. After years of speculation about who was behind the Tupac murder, it seems like Diddy is the man behind it, allegedly.
Yeah. And Orlando is the shooter. He's the known shooter. I mean, everybody know Orlando Anderson was a shooter. So Dre got cold feet. He didn't want to do it. He gave the gun to Orlando, and Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
Okay, so what was Tupac and Suge's reaction when Orlando started shooting up the BMW?
Oh, shit. Suge just ducked his head, and the first bullet went in his head, then the next one's hit him. It was like he was doing a breakdance trying to jump in the back seat or something. Yeah. Like, damn. Yeah, what the fuck? It looked like he was trying to jump in the, but it was, the bullets was in his ass.
And you said Tupac tried to jump in the back seat.
It looked like he was,
when y'all start shooting,
he was reaching. And it looked like, he was trying to jump in the back seat or something. He was like breakdancing or some shit.
And as we mentioned earlier, many people believe that Diddy was behind the murder of B.I.G. as well. There's a very important saying that kind of goes like this: whenever a tragic event happens, follow the money. So if you think about it, who had the most to gain from Biggie's death? Biggie sold more records dead than when he was alive. After his passing, he became increasingly popular, and let's just say someone had to be eating off of that. Now, with all respect to the dead, still being alive, their musical relevancy might have declined. But with both artists dead, and with both artists creating such a monumental beef that involved the West and the East Coast, they became legendary, and as a result, their records continued to sell over the years. So, who's truly benefiting off this? Also, according to the rumor mill, Biggie was planning to leave Diddy after dropping one more album. They say Biggie was planning to start his own label, making him the master and author of his career and taking that power away from Diddy. Now, most people can't really tell if Diddy was involved in Biggie and Pac's death, but the evidence is becoming compelling. Now, this is just a short list of rappers and artists that Diddy has screwed over. It's actually a very extensive list, and if I was to drop them all, we'd be here all day. So, I guess the lesson here is, for any artists that want to be an artist and want to stay a star and won't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all up in the video, all in the record, dancing, signed to death row, anything but Bad Boy Records. That's it for me. It's your boy Ali. This video was called The Curse of Diddy. If you like more videos like this, I'll drop more in the future. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.